Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PA's Perpetual Testing. We're continuing our adventures through the RCTI initiative. That's probably redundant. Looking at Let's Bounce, and immediately I'm gonna quick save because there's deadly water. So, first things first, it appears that we do have some bounce gel over on the other platform there. The difference being, of course, that I have no idea how to get to that bounce gel. Then again, I think I do actually have a fair idea of what I'm supposed to do with it. I'm supposed to pull it and use it to get up in the air through some means somehow. Anyway, just gonna go ahead and flip that over. Now, the simplest thing I'm going to have to do is going to be getting this bounce gel up in the correct position. However, I am wondering how in the world I am supposed to get through here. What I'm thinking I'm supposed to do is wait for that to go back through there, then quickly flip over and place my orange portal on the ground there. That should let some of the bounce gel through, and eventually I can just move my orange portal and let it all fall to the ground, and make me a nice bouncing platform. This, of course, is going to be slightly to my detriment, as I am now stuck in the air and being shot by turrets. So I need to figure out some way to get those turrets under the force of the bounce gel, and that's actually going to be fairly simple, given the fact that I have portable surfaces right there that appear to be directly above the turrets, though don't quote me on that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and reverse the polarity of it very briefly. Blue and orange there. Here we go. So start the bounce gel once more, step on this switch to reverse the polarity of it, then I'm going to have all this stuff fly straight through, hit the turrets, and then bounce them out, and ultimately to their doom. So that's actually fairly simple. And again, the RCTI has been simple to this point, but it's still been well designed, so we're going to go ahead and let that slide. But for today on Perpetual Testing, we're going to be talking about something that's honestly a little bit different from what we've been talking about previously. Hold on, I gotta focus briefly to make sure that this is in the correct place, and there you all go. Off into the air. Have fun. Alright. A little bit different in that today's talk on Perpetual Testing isn't really about... Wait, what the hell? What am I supposed to do with that cube? Am I supposed to get over there somehow? Aw, shit. Okay, a bit more difficult than I thought. Am I supposed to accelerate through there somehow? Oh, I am! I think I see what I'm supposed to do here, actually. Brief comment more on my actual activities within here. I'm supposed to put bounce gel here, since I'm going to come out of here, bounce into there. Then I'm going to use the momentum to fly into a portal here, which should fling me across the hit there and fling me to the exit, where I'm going to have to get the cube in return. But even so, should be a bit easier than the alternative, since, let's see here. I do have to keep that cube on this button to be able to get back across. So, let's just go ahead and get that working, shall we? Need that bounce gel first. God damn it, I had something I was going to be talking about. And now it's just completely slipped my mind. What was it? Something about the RCTI series? Oh yeah, series on the Perpetual Testing Initiative. I actually do want to hear sort of how people are feeling about series here, in that I'm not entirely certain that doing the whole series in one go is the best way to go. I mean, the RCTI obviously has been broken up a bit, as we have been looking at maps from other map creators in the meantime, but it has been an extremely effective series of maps, and I am liking looking at the same set of maps pretty much continuously. Or contiguously? I'm never sure what the difference between the two is. But it is definitely an interesting series of maps that I'm able to go at them, and they're not really linked, but there are definitely series that have to be almost played in succession to be able to get the full effect. I don't think RCTI is among them. They seem to be much more self-contained test series, but I would like to hear if you guys want to see more individual series, or individual maps rather, or if you want to see more series of the same types. In any case, we're going to go ahead and go on to the next RCTI chamber here once more. Alright, RCTI 13, past the parcel. Holy shit. Okay, right off the bat, no idea what entirely the goal is here. I think I'm about to get a laser cube from here being dispensed. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Just what I need. Let's see what all I can activate. And then this one's next, I think? Nope. Maybe it's this one? I think I need to... This is definitely interesting. Like I said, I love new map concepts, and I gotta say, I've never encountered this sort of thing before. Controlling a series of platforms before they're used to, oh, hold on a sec. I've got to get a portal up there so I can aim at the one over there, but what does that do is really the question. Oh, it pushes that. That's actually pretty simple. And then I'm going to have that all the way to the left then. So let's manage that. Gotta plan this all out a lot more than I have previous chambers. Wait till that's fully to the left, and that should work. Yeah, that looks like it will. Good. Now, I think with all that preparation taken care of, we should be able to get to the quote exit unquote with this little cube. I'm not entirely sure just what entirely we have to do with it, but I'm assuming that this is just about correct. Okay, now let's, it's still a bit too low, so let's try that again. That is one of the disadvantages. When I'm firing this cube, I really have no way of seeing around me, so I have no way of seeing how far along I am in regards to pushing the cube or controlling the cube or what have you. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. It fell too far? Okay. Let's fire this one a bit more, make sure that... There we go, that should work, right? I hope so. And immediately, this test chamber, while cool, I have to denounce for not being very precise. It is an extremely cool idea, but it's extremely difficult to execute, and this was what we were talking about in yesterday's episode. Test chambers that have cool ideas or that do cool things really have to be very careful with how they handle them, since it is incredibly difficult to make sure that a test can be... Oh damn it, I missed it. That a test can be well built, while at the same time having an idea that wasn't originally intended by the map creators, such as using these movable surfaces to push cubes around in succession as a kind of... Not a Rube Goldberg device, since that's, Oh, it's just below. Damn it. Let's try this one more time. A little bit higher. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Really? I missed it? Alright, back around. One more pass. Oh, jeez. Here, I'll even watch the portal this time. Alright, move. Is it good? Looks good. Alright, should be able to push it now. Fingers crossed that this actually works, though. Okay, it fell perfectly. Good. That's exactly what we needed. Now I just need to move this one far enough to the side for it to be pushed off. What was I talking about before? Right, unreliable test chambers. This one is not particularly bad. I mean, it is manageable in how it is frustrating, but I don't know, manageably frustrating is not really the best compliment you can give to a test chamber. The best compliment you could give would be not frustrating at all while still remaining a noteworthy challenge. What the hell happened there? It just spilled out. Am I supposed to be able to catch this somehow? Was there some sort of... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. There's an excursion funnel that I didn't even see. That one's entirely my bad, but... Again, after the amount of... I suppose I should mention also the amount of time taken when you make a mistake. Ideally... And this is a thing for a lot of games, too, that they don't seem to realize. Ideally, the best thing you can do is go straight back into a game after making a mistake. Take Super Meat Boy, for example, is extremely good with this. Super Meat Boy, you die hundreds, if not thousands of times over the course of a game, depending on how good you are at it. But it never really feels overly punishing or overly frustrating, because you can go straight back into the action. Just boom, just... You die, and immediately you're back at the beginning of the level again. That was dumb. Back around. Alright, once more. And immediately you're back at the beginning of the level again. Here, every single time I mess up, I have to worry about repositioning my portals, or I'm going to have one fall off and not really be in the proper position, or it's going to roll off, or it's going to be stuck there for some unknowable reason. And I'll have to dispense a new one because it got stuck. In all fairness, at least he thought to give you the ability to dispense a new one. And that is extremely good, because if it got stuck right there and I didn't have that ability, then I would have been completely and totally hosed. But just the entire mechanics of moving a cube without direct control over it is extremely frustrating in regards to being able to keep control over what you're doing. Because when it feels like I'm trying to actively fight the map, and it currently does, and I've talked about this before, it's much less satisfying when everything goes right, and much more of a relief. It's not so much that I managed to solve the puzzle, but more that the solution I found was able to work because the test chamber felt like it. Like, for example, there, I was very nearly, like, shitting my pants there in terror, because that cube very, very nearly fell off. Blue portal there, orange portal there, should allow me to see it, hopefully. A little bit of a shallower angle should give me a better shot on it from here. Yeah, I'll be able to do that in a minute. But for now, I need to move this all the way across. No! Like that! That is extremely frustrating. RCTI losing points on chamber 13 of 14. Oh my god. Okay, time to reposition everything again. Here we go. Here, and let's get this so it's moving. Oh, it is moving backwards. Okay, so I have no idea why that cube fell off then. I momentarily deactivated it, so I suppose the momentum it got when it started moving, countered by the momentum when it immediately stopped, could have been what ruined it, but that's just the thing. That really shouldn't happen. I know that it shouldn't happen. It's not what the map creator designed to happen. But then if you didn't design for the cube to fall off, why not put walls there? That would work really well. A glass wall over the entirety of this puzzle would work extremely well for it. Since there's really no way to ensure that what I'm doing is going to be successful otherwise. Or, because I mean, this very obviously you're supposed to pull it at the very end, and that could be like the exit to a giant glass wall test chamber. It wouldn't be very difficult to see through, but it would be a lot less frustrating from cubes falling off. And as for that platform, the one that's bringing it to the other side, I really have no idea how that's supposed to manage it. But this entire test chamber just feels like I'm not really solving a test. I'm executing the plans of the developer. I'm looking through his machine and figuring out how to make it work. And that's not as much of a test. That's a lot more frustrating than the alternatives. Still, we have vowed to play through the good and the bad here on the Perpetual Testing playlist. PA's Perpetual Testing. Oh my god. Okay, it's safe. So, I suppose I'd better stick with that, shouldn't I? Oh, okay, so let's make very sure that I don't accidentally knock the cube off this time. Just keep it moving. There we go. Good, good, good. Very good. Nearly there. Okay, solid. It's still there. It's still working. Then I need to fire through this portal to hit that, and after it's been knocked off, but before it rolls off the edge, I have to aim to the side. Alright, now, very careful. Okay. I'm gonna cut to when this is finished, because this is dumb. Alright, got it on the next try, but still gonna cut that out. Don't want you all to have to watch through the exact same process you've already seen 5 or 6 times already. So, overall, this test chamber was pretty... I'm gonna say it was untested. I'm gonna say the creator saw something that he wanted to see and he got it to work on the first try or something like that, but it was not tested extensively enough that he could get rid of the admittedly significant flaws with the chamber. We've only got one test chamber left with the RCTI, so let's just go ahead and check that out next. Same episode, might as well. I'm giving it a thumbs up because it was a good idea, but glass could have improved the situation a bit. A lot could have improved the situation a bit. Better placement of the laser to activate the what's it called? The funnel, for instance. Like that final thing, that was just a reflexes test. I mean, there was no puzzle there, if that makes sense. The laser that activates it could have been put elsewhere. Lasers that activate a lot of these could have been put elsewhere, actually. So, I don't know. Please take that into account. No, yeah, I think that's about it. Let's move to the next test chamber. Alright, RCTI Final, number 14, Hard Light Speed. Obviously, a test involving the same portal activation and deactivation mechanics as previously, but now in a form that could kill me, and probably will. So first things first, how do I even get off this platform? Well, that's going to be through a hard light bridge that hopefully does not deactivate, though it is likely that it will. It looks like lasers fire to notify me when a bridge is about to deactivate, such as this one deactivating right there, yep. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, I'm just gonna say this again. What purpose is there to killing the player in this room? Why install deadly traps that force them to reload if they don't meet an arbitrary condition, in this case the timing of the hard light bridge? It doesn't add much to the chamber. You could have included it in such a way that the player could get back up even if they didn't, say, meet your arbitrary time requirement. I mean, there was nothing really stopping that, you see what I'm saying? You could have had a non-deadly floor. You could have had some sort of means to get them back to the start. I mean, you can have an emancipation grid down there just so they don't skip anything, but having the hard light bridges so... Oh, wait a second. I'm supposed to flip them around, aren't I? Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. That is completely different than I first assumed. Oh my god, this is actually... Okay, never mind. This is actually sort of interesting and challenging now that I figured out the mechanic there. I mean, granted, I'm still slightly frustrated by the fact that it's a deadly test chamber, but... I mean, really, was there no way to ensure... Oh, shit! See? Like, that right there. Was there no way to ensure I just fell to the ground instead of dying? Would there have been so great a penalty that you could not... Or so great a difficulty in creating the chamber that you could not get through? I mean, that's really the question, isn't it? Like, what required this to be a deadly test? And the answer is nothing did. Nothing about this test required that it was a possibly deadly test. I mean, yeah, it gives some of that sort of, like, you've got X amount of minutes to live situation, but I don't know, something about that, about deadly tests in general, just feels very off to me. Very off indeed. Plus, I'm never sure if I have to jump to deactivate these, or if I can just do it beforehand. I will admit, though, the use of the lasers to identify which portal is about to deactivate is a wonderful touch, and one that I applaud. Like, you can sort of hear the applause right now. It's just, it's really nice to know which is about to deactivate by a method other than it deactivates on me. And the laser is a good timing method for this. But now, see, in this room... I mean, it's like I can't see that indication that my portal is safe anymore. I don't have, quick save by the way, that notification that something is about to deactivate on me, which is a problem. Oh god, I'm Sorry, I thought I was over the graded section here. So now, I have an even greater challenge. No pun intended based on the actual... What in the world? Am I close enough for you to shoot me? Nope. Alright, sure. Let's go with that. Come to think of it, I don't think I'm close enough to do anything with you, and yet I don't see any way of getting past you for now, so we'll just go ahead and keep moving. I don't know. This entire thing is just a bit weird. I mean, it's definitely unique, I'll give it that. This test chamber is incredibly unique. Also, what am I supposed to do with this cube? I can't take it with me that way, obviously. I'm thinking this is for if you accidentally got yourself stuck here by activating the wrong portal there. So let's place this here. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. Oh my goodness. The amount of idiocy exhibited here is truly exemplary. Alright, so you may have noticed a bit of a cut there, and that, truth be told, that's because this is taking a little while, and one of the disadvantages to large number of death chambers is that it will mess up recording something fierce. Yes, it's true. In a situation like this one, where I am recording my completion of a test, it is... Oh god, I need to get out of here. It messes with your recording time a bit whenever you die. Like, not by much, maybe like by like a second. I mentioned this in a previous chamber once or twice, I can't remember exactly how often. Wait, the fuck? What am I supposed to do here? Okay, so now I have the ability to create... I mean, I have access to the walls, and I think that's the purpose of this bounce gel here. But now I need to figure out how to get this cube across to the exit without getting shot. Do I have to hide behind it? Is that really... Alright, let's save. I'm not a big fan of this strategy either. I mean, it's a valid one, and one that I used back in the first game quite a bit. But it always seems a bit cheap to be the one shooting the turret. Whoa. Careful there, buddy. It's also not particularly reliable, as you can just see by the fact that I was shot multiple times. There we go. Alright. So for anyone who doesn't know about that, crouching behind a cube takes up most of your hitbox. So if you get close to a cube, or you actually put one down, I'm pretty sure the turret can't see you, which you can use to your advantage. But overall, a bit of a weak finish for the RCTI with two deadly chambers that really didn't need to be deadly, that had some interesting, but somewhat flawed mechanics to them. I'll give it the fact that it was definitely a unique test chamber, and I hadn't encountered anything like it before, and that's always good. I love encountering unique things, but you kind of ruined it by making the unique mechanic that we had to learn as we were going deadly to not learn. There was no reason that this could, neither of these last two test chambers could not have been non-lethal punishments. There's no reason to not have done that. The turret thing at the end, admittedly, I did need the cube, and that there was really no way to do that without being deadly. But again, why did the turret even have to be there? The only puzzle there was I had to walk up to the turret and knock it over with the cube while hiding behind it. I suppose to anyone who doesn't know that mechanic, that would be a bit of a test, but for me, that was just a challenge, sorta? And I use the word challenge very loosely here. Overall, it wasn't a bad test chamber, but I think that it had some bad design elements to it. When you punish your player a bit more than they need to be punished, that's always a bad thing, and you want players to be able to jump right back into the action. So, I don't know how you would solve this, really. I mean, a non-lethal floor would be the best method of doing this. And exactly how you'd get the player back to the start point easier, I'm not entirely certain. I think that... overall, you already got my general opinion of this. The test didn't need to be deadly, and the turret part at the end was a little bit superfluous. Like, the turret part was not related to the rest of the test at all. The rest of the test was hard light bridges, and just experimenting with those. Nothing in the final part of the test did anything with that. But you had to get the cube to get out. The thing was, because of the way you activated the door with the cube, you needed the cube to get out anyway. So there was really no reason for you not to have to... What the hell was I saying? For you to have to put the turret there. There was no reason for it. Oh, anyway. It was still a good series of tests. The RCTI will probably go down as a benchmark of simple but ultimately fulfilling tests, apart from the kind of weak finish with unique ideas. Granted, the last two test chambers did definitely have unique ideas that were not exclusive, that were pretty much exclusive to them. I've not really encountered them before. But at the same time, they were not prime examples of test building and proper test building mechanics like the others were, where the others weren't very punishing, the final two were, and that was to the detriment of RCTI, I think. That said, again, these are your test chambers, so take everything I'm doing as just criticism from the point of view of a player. But overall, they weren't bad, I liked them, but they could have been better. Anyway, until tomorrow, this has been PA, and thanks for watching.